This week on the Bubble Chat.
Sometimes when I get a little bit of disrespect and I may exploit or get a little bit irate with some of my commentary, I claim ugly people, I claim ugly babies, the elderly, and the handicapped as my community.
I heard that she passed away. I generally was like shocked, like,
Right.
deep.
Right.
Now I was ready. I thought DP was going to kick the bucket first. You know, Dolly Parton was going through this, and she was 60. Bitch, no, I ain't.
Not me.
So I was, I thought it could have been a tragedy story swap on the D's.
Celebrity, reality, entertainer, Betty Crocker, B. Smith, Wendy, whatever. I don't pronounce her last name right, so I ain't gonna say it. Whatever. Depo. Old Chapel, whoever. Once you are publicly a person out in the eye, you leave yourself point in case.
It turned into something dangerous that could have gone way worse,
Baby, that's what insurance is for.
You son.
He's part of that cancel culture that I totally despise. I don't like what they said. You're in the rap industry. We're gonna have a battle rap. This man battle rapped you on a national platform and ate you up. So now just deal with it. Come back now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Bubble Chat. I'm so glad you're here with us today because today's extra special. We're dedicating this one to a theme that shines brighter than ever, pink, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now we're turning our mics, our moods, and our message to all shades pink.
This month is about love, courage, and awareness. It is time to celebrate the survivors, uplift those currently fighting, and remember the beautiful souls that we've lost along the way. My grandmother, for one, on my mom's side, rest her soul. And if there's one reminder we want to echo loud and clear, please don't forget to schedule your mammograms and encourage the women in your life to do the same. Early detection truly can save lives, and taking care of health is one of the strongest acts of self-love there is.
Here on the Bubble Chat, we know that awareness is powerful, but so is laughter, connection, and community. That's why in this episode, we not only share important information and stories of hope, but also bring you our usual mix of lighthearted moments and good energy. Because even in serious times, there's always room for warmth and positivity.
And of course, we couldn't do a Bubble Chat episode without a few hot topics and maybe a little pop culture twist. But this time, everything ties back into pink spirits, reminding us to care about ourselves, support one another, and stay strong together. And I just want to also say Happy Indigenous Day. We took it back from Columbus Day. He didn't discover a land, we were already here. So in essence of my ancestors, far and near, Happy Indigenous Day.
Yeah. And with that, go grab your pink drink, your favorite cozy spot, and get ready to dive in. This is the Bubble Chat, the pink edition. Let's talk awareness, strength, and the beauty of unity, one conversation at a time. Now, as Wendy Williams once said, it's time for hot topics. Now, how you doing?
May I add that I love your nails, Tracy?
Oh, thank you. And I want to just say thank you so much because I've been trying to grow them out and they're just lasting. I'm like, last time they didn't last. This girl did her thing on this one. I'm like, okay, girl.
Alrighty. Okay. So our first topic today is a bit of a serious one. TikTok influencer Not From the Gram, who has over 6 million followers, is facing major backlash after a video surfaced of him verbally attacking a creator who we're not going to name here during a live stream. The clip shows Nas mocking her appearance, using profanity, and making cruel comments, including remarks about her hair and face, including inappropriate comments, all while she appeared visibly uncomfortable. After the video went viral and Nas facing backlash, Nas issued an apology both on Instagram and TikTok, calling his behavior disgusting as he claimed that he was intoxicated during the live stream and said he didn't realize that woman had a disability. He also admitted he couldn't bring himself to watch more than 18 seconds of the video. However, social media users weren't buying it. Many criticized his apology, saying things like, and I quote, "Why would you say that to any person ever, regardless of ability?" And I quote, "Drunk or not, what gives you the right to talk to any woman like that?" Some even questioned his sincerity, suggesting that blaming alcohol was just a way to avoid accountability. So, what do you guys think? Do you believe Nas's apology shows real remorse, or is it more about saving his image? And what does true accountability look like in moments like this, especially when it involves with a disability? I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Adonis. How do you feel about it?
I have been on both sides of this conversation. I have made mistakes such as Nas Graham, but the only difference is he's a comic creator. I'm a comedian. I have a prosthetic leg. I don't know what his disability may be. So sometimes when I get a little bit of disrespect and I may exploit or get a little bit irate with some of my commentary, I claim ugly people, I claim ugly babies, the elderly, and the handicapped as my community. Not only am I a member, but I'm also a president. So I know what it is to speak inappropriately, to make a mistake. I know what it is not to speak maliciously against or towards someone. So I don't know exactly the topic of discussion, what led him to make his commentary, though he did say he was intoxicated. I mean, that is very much so true. I'm happy that he apologized. I don't think being intoxicated or not really matters if you did it on the internet, like, unless it's very, very clear that he was drunk and maybe a little bit irate out of his mind. But if it's simply he did a read under a cocktail or two, yeah, go ahead and take that accountability. He probably brought that up to soften the blow, but a mistake, and I'm happy that he had enough character within himself to actually identify his wrongs where he went.
All right, so I already know a lot of listeners might not agree with what I'm about to say, but at the end of the day, this is the Bubble Chat, and over here we keep it real. No sugarcoating, no pretending, just honesty. When
Mhm.
it comes to this whole situation with Not From the Gram, I personally think part of this problem is cancel culture. My For You page has been flooded with nonstop videos about him, reactions, breakdowns, and think pieces, and honestly, it's been giving me a bit of a headache because while what he did was absolutely wrong,
Mhm.
disgusting, and even the internet's reaction sometimes turns into a cycle of outrage that doesn't actually fix anything. This is someone who, for years, I watched since the early days back when TikTok was trend during the pandemic. From my
Yes.
own personal experience, he's always been hilarious, the type of creator who could genuinely make my day better with his sense of humor. That's
Mhm.
why seeing this behavior was so shocking. It's not something I've ever expected from him. And I don't know if he's done anything similar before, but this was the first time I personally saw something that crossed such a serious line. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying what Nas did was right. I'm not defending him or excusing what he did, because what he said was inexcusable, disgusting, and yes, it did come across as predatory, especially considering the person he targeted. And I absolutely understand and support the parents and advocates of children with special needs who call them out. They have every right to be angry. But here's where I stand. To me, my opinion really isn't about defending Nas or tearing him down. It's not my place to decide if people should forgive him or not. That's up to each viewer. But what I do know is that he apologized and took ownership of what he did. And
Yeah,
whether people chose to accept that apology or not, that's up to them.
that's right. That's right. That's right. How you feel, Tracy James?
How do you spell my name?
With a Y.
Raci, it's Tracy, Adonis.
What did I say?
He just said it.
PRACI.
Seriously, back to the subject. I really don't have a horse in this fight. I think too many people have thin skin. And even though he may have said some things, I didn't hear it, so I can't speak to that. But I can speak to people out in the stratosphere, in the universe, in my city. Get some tougher skin. I'm so sick of people with this cancel culture. Everybody, if they stand up and they say something, is getting bashed for if they didn't say it or how they said it, or if they didn't say it to this community, they said it about that community. Everybody gets some damn balls, okay? It's okay to offend people sometimes. Some people need to be offended. If you ask me, maybe the young lady did something that was inappropriate and they're not telling you the backstory. I don't know the front story, the backstory, the side story. All I know is I'm sick of thin skin. Get some thicker skin, people, please, because it's just too much. We could be talking about other things that are so much more important. However, the man did take accountability. Kudos to him. I don't know the backstory, front story, side story. I just know that I like when people take accountability. And if you didn't like the amount of accountability that he took, too bad for you. But he
I
did
want to
take
say something.
accountability.
I want to
Sure.
say something real quick about that apology video, real quick
Mhm.
before we move on to our next topic. When I watched it, one part that really stood out to me was when Nas said he was intoxicated during a live stream. And listen, he absolutely has the right to apologize and take accountability for what he did, which he should, and I respect that he did. But at the same time, I couldn't help but feel like his apology could have, would have, and honestly, it should have gone a little deeper. I wanted to understand why he chose to say those things in the first place. Not just that he was drunk, but what led to him, but what led him to fit to that mindset of that level of behavior. Because saying I was intoxicated explains what happened, but it doesn't really explain why. Now, I want to be clear, he's not obligated to disclose anything about his personal struggles or whether he was dealing with addiction or not. That's completely his private business. But from a viewer's perspective, the apology felt like it was missing more honesty or reflection about what caused him to lash out like that.
The man apologized.
Well, okay.
Right.
And
So, oh, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that the kind of commentary that I do, I don't know anyone personally that I do my commentary on, right? And I be roasting the people. I be reading for filth. Just be pages and pages, right? And so, I mean, infernal ashes left on the ground. And people tag their friends, and I get told on, and if they don't report me, and I get and put in Instagram or Facebook jail, I will humbly hit you up in your DM and your messenger and let you know that this was just comical commentary. I only took one thing out of whatever the content was and made my commentary, basically made them a butt of my joke. Exactly. But I have no problem telling them, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you are a content creator, like, let's work together, you know, things like that. I've never offered to remove it, though. Maybe I should in the future. Never. But yeah, I always humbly apologize. Let them know there's nothing personal. Now, I believe what Nas went through with the young lady was different because he addressed her specifically. Am I correct? Yeah. So, you know, yeah. Like Tracy James said, he apologized. And if that wasn't good enough or enough for you, then
too bad.
Yes. Go eat a rock.
Well,
because at the end of the day, that's all he could ever do.
Ooh.
Okay.
Bite a boulder.
Well, all right. Shifting gears. This next one hit kind of hard. According to TMZ, the legendary actress Diane Keaton. Diane. So sorry, may she rest in peace, has passed away at the age of 79. TMZ reports that the Los Angeles Fire Department responded to her home at 8:08 a.m. Saturday morning with a paramedic unit transporting an individual who sources later say was Keaton to a hospital. They also released dispatch audio in which responders can be heard saying person down before giving her address. Her cause of death is still unclear. TMZ says they don't yet have details and there's no official confirmation beyond what's in their sources. Surrounding the reports, many in Hollywood and the media have shared tributes and memories celebrating her impact, her authenticity, and her enduring career. A longtime friend, Carol Bayer, Sager, is it Sager? Yeah, Sager, reflect that she had noticed big changes in Diane's health in the weeks prior, especially notable weight loss. Also, TMZ reported notes that Diane, I want to call this woman Dion so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. Diane, had moved out from her longtime Palm Springs home in California, was damaged by wildfires after this year. Um, Keaton's legacy is massive. Annie Hall, The Good Father trilogy, Something's Gotta Give, The First Wives Club. Her filmology and presence in Hollywood was iconic. And beyond acting, she was a creative spirit, photographer, author, stylist, someone who inspired many. I want to hear your thoughts on how people process news of someone who's celebrated. When public figures pass, especially under uncertain circumstances, there's a rush for updates, speculations, assumptions, and tributes. Do you feel the public reacts in a healthy way? How do we balance honoring their legacy while respecting privacy and waiting for facts?
No, big RIP up to the DK. I love Diane Keaton.
Me too.
I love to. Yeah, I remember her in First Wives Club with Bette Midler and the other actress. But my favorite Diane Keaton movie is called Mad Money with Queen Latifah when they worked at that goddamn federal registry.
Oh, I love Mad Money.
I was walking through. She said, "How did you come up with the scheme to rob the federal, whatever?" And she said, I was just shopping. She saw that lock in Home Depot. She seen that lock at Home Depot. And then she told her husband, she said, stop being a bitch.
Okay.
And she told Queen Latifah, take one for the team, but if you don't sleep with that motherfucking security man, you're gonna get shit over there. She's a gangster.
We're gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, when I heard that she passed away, I genuinely was like shocked, like,
Right.
deep.
Right.
Now I was ready. I thought DP was gonna kick the bucket first. You know, Dolly Parton been going through it. So she said she was sick. She said, "Bitch, no, I ain't."
Not me.
So
Not
I was, I thought it could have been a tragedy story swap on the D's. I wasn't ready for DK, and I'm happy we still got DP. But yeah, big RIP love and much respect to our late Diane Keaton. She was amazing. I love her.
I loved her in the movie with J-Lo where she was the mother-in-law.
I think it's either Made in Manhattan or The Wedding Planner. I don't know.
Nope.
I was wrong actress. I was wrong. But yeah. I liked her in what is that one she played with Something's Gotta Give?
It was in
that's with Jack Nicholson.
Ah.
Oh my God, crazy.
Right.
I love her. The way she rests in peace.
Yeah. Are you
First off,
nephew?
Yeah, I was gonna say that my thoughts and prayers are with Diane's family, friends, and everyone who loved her. I mean, this is truly, truly heartbreaking, you know. Diane was such a huge name in Hollywood, a legend, really, and even though I didn't personally grow up watching all of her work, I've always heard so much about the impact she made, not just on film, but on people's lives. Now, me and Adonis actually talked a bit behind the scenes of whether or not we should even discuss this topic on the show. And I really debated it myself, you know, because if I'm being completely honest, and I think I've said this before, when it comes to death, especially the loss of someone who's so beloved by millions, it can be tough to find the right words, you know? sometimes I don't feel like I can speak from the same emotional place as the people who really follow that person's journeys or grew up watching them. So the most I can generally say is that my heart and condolences are with Diane's family. And
Yes.
while reports of her death are still developing and not officially confirmed, I could be wrong. I am no medical expert, but there's speculation that it could have been related to cancer. According to a phone call shared in the reports, her close friend Carol mentioned that she had noticed Diane losing a significant amount of weight before her passing. And that really stuck with me because it reminded me of when Tracy Braxton, Tamar Braxton's sister, passed away back in 2022 due to cancer. And Tracy's family later confirmed that she had been battling esophageal cancer privately, and fans noticed she had lost weight as well before the news broke. Like I said, I'm not saying that's what happened here. Again, nothing has been officially confirmed, but I know I said a lot, but this is an example of how fragile life really is and how many people might be going through serious health battles behind the scenes that the public never knew about. Sometimes the people we can see smiling, working, and thriving in the spotlight are silently fighting something we can't even fathom.
Mm,
So, whether or not these reports turn out to be true, I think the main takeaway is to give grace, respect
that's
her
right.
privacy, her loved ones, and celebrate the beautiful legacy already left behind. And Diane Keaton gave the world so many unforgettable moments, and that's what I think we should hold on to. So, please, everyone, to any listener out there, please keep close to with your loved ones, and just let them know how much you love them.
There you have it. RIP to the DK. Okay, y'all. Well, our next topic, Dr. Wendy Osefo from the Real Housewives of Potomac and her husband, Happy Eddie Osefo, were arrested this past week on multiple fraud-related charges. According to the reports, the couple allegedly staged a robbery in their home back in April of 2024 and filed insurance claims because they had several insurance policies, totaling up around $400,000 for stolen objects, luxury goods, jewelry, designer items, plenty things of claims. Investigators say things don't add up. Something in the milk ain't clean. Some of these items claimed as stolen were reportedly returned earlier in that year. In at least one instance, Wendy was seen wearing the ring that she claimed that was taken on a red carpet event. The sheriff's office also stated that the deputies found about 15 items in their home matching the description of those that were supposedly taken. The Acepos were released on bond, 50,000 apiece, and have publicly requested for the privacy while they prepare to fight these charges, which is stay out my motherfucking business. Their legal team say they look forward to their day in court. Now, what do you think? Do you believe that the evidence as it's coming out is strong enough to assume guilt, or do you think there's room for plausible explanations for their defense? And how does such the celebrity slash reality status affect how quickly people assume the worst? Well, yeah, there's a movie called Woman There Art Loose. And in
I
that
have a copy
movie,
of that on DVD at home.
Debbie Morgan was having a conversation with Loretta Devine, and Loretta Devine told her, "All my business is none of yours." And sometimes I think, and sometimes I believe that most times I really believe that. Like I took that, put that in my little moral box. All of my business is none of yours. And so in this aspect, I mean, we already got enough of your goddamn business. So I guess we could just leave it alone until you get your reckoning your day in court. But when it comes to the question, yes, see, the thing is, in the court of law, we are all innocent until found guilty. So, public opinion, it doesn't really matter until they get all their facts, documents, and witnesses straight, to move forward with the proceeds. Now, but then let me tell you something that's real, 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 real damaging that was not mentioned in the story. So what had happened was Eddie emailed her and told her, you need to clock in about $23,000 worth of more stuff so we can, so because they have multiple insurance claims. So he was saying we need to claim more to get the cash out on this claim over
Allegedly or
here.
definitely?
No, it's an email. It's like really running around right now. It got leaked. So, that's very, very damaging because then that shows the motive in the play of you did exactly what you needed to do to fraud these insurance companies, right? Outside of the police said it was stinky and fishy and it wasn't right upon getting there because they said that they were in Jamaica and that the intruders had came in through an upstairs window of some sort, and the investigators like the toilet wasn't down, like you would need to step on a toilet to get in and out of the window. Then they were like the ADT motion sensors and ring cameras only detected like a few deliveries and like the mail person. So it was like that definitely would have tripped things off. So, we're gonna let them do their due diligence. But that was a very, very piece of damning evidence that was leaked out with the case.
What was that thing that you said that you put into your own personal mantra?
All of my business is
None of your business.
And so with that being said, when you're a celebrity, reality, entertainer, Betty Crocker, B. Smith, Wendy, whatever, I don't pronounce her last name right, so I ain't gonna say it.
Osepo.
Oh, whatever. Odepo. Old Chapel, whoever. Once you are publicly a person out in the eye, you leave yourself. Point in case, I walked out the house today with my hair like this. So I'm outside like this. So I'm up for ridicule. When you leave that door, honey, you come out in the world, you can get ridiculed. So your business out in the street, we ain't gonna give you no privacy. We ain't gonna respect your privacy because you already outside in the world on TV being a reality person. So you don't get no privacy. Stop asking for privacy when you make everything else public. And that's my 2 cents.
For your nickel change.
Get my change back. What you got, nephew?
How does Loretta Devine said it?
All of my business.
All of my business is none of your business. And that's all I got to say.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. Where am I? Right here. Okay, so on to, righty, y'all. This next story is kind of wild, and honestly, it's a little disturbing. During her concert, Billie Eilish, I should say, back in, was it K-Saw Center in Miami? Did I say that right? K-Saw? Well, that's what you're getting. K-Saw in Miami. Billie Eilish was walking the barricade, high-fiving her fans, and one of them reached out and grabbed her. Child, my pearls. I can't stand these people. Keep your hands to yourself, please. But they grabbed this woman, pulled her backwards, and according to videos that surfaced, she stumbled and turned, hitting her back against the barricade before recovering. Security stepped in quickly, and the concert goer was ejected from the venue. That person has not been publicly identified yet. According to the Miami Police Department, no further action has been taken for now. Beyond removal from the show, Billie Eilish hasn't commented publicly about the incident, and reps for her haven't responded to media requests yet. Thursday's show was her first in Miami for her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour. I guess he hit her hard and soft. You asked for it, you put it on the billboard anyway. So my sincere apologies for her having to deal with that. And she's set to perform there again Saturday and Sunday before heading out to other cities. So I'm going to take the lead on this. I do not appreciate people touching me in the public, period. I don't like people touching me at all.
You slapped my ass and balls.
Your ass is public property. Shut up. Anyway, the thing is this, because you know you look at this muscle. Hold on, let me see something. Look at this muscle.
I'm just not.
My brother. I tease him all the time. I don't give a damn. But when you are out there performing for these people, and you people need to keep your dang on hands to yourself. You want to flash them a little titty bop? Cool. You want to throw your drawers on the stage? Cool. Make sure they clean. But don't go touching people. They're not there for you to touch. I'm so sick of people touching, grabbing people, pushing people down, grabbing kisses. What that man Adrian Brody kissed Halle Berry that many years ago when she won her one and only Oscar. Keep your hands and lips off people.
When you say that, I am in my mind, I can see all the people crying and passing out and reaching out over Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Remember that?
Remember that Asian boy that jumped on the thing and he just held him because he didn't want him to fall?
And it's
but that's a compassionate artist who understands his level of celebrity.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there was a time when you could fan on somebody like that, and it was okay. I believe, what's his name? The man that was Bobby's World. He's on the TV show America's Got Talent. What's his name? Anyway, he has the anxiety. You know, that's where the fist bump came from. He don't like shaking hands. You know what I'm saying? It's like the touching, right? Because that's his condition. You see what I'm saying? And now we're such a woke culture now, and we recognize people.
We're going back to sleep. I don't want to be woke.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like Chris Brown. He's another artist. You know, he let his fans love on him, and he loved on them back
for $1,100.
But hey,
I love Chris Brown for that. You want to touch me?
Slap my ass all that. You paid for it. You see what I'm saying? Because your man gonna leave you tomorrow.
I'm gonna be a table with you. I take the cutest poses.
Right. And then there are artists that don't engage like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but then let me get back to Billie Eilish. Girl, you about thick as a dragonfly. Okay. I don't think you was gonna make it anyway. Probably would have blew on your sneeze to or cough. You was gonna go down anyway. I'm just saying, the thick as a grasshopper, thick as a grasshopper. So I'm just saying. I mean, I don't think it would have took much pull or tug.
Keep your hands to
yourself, get snatched up. But like you said, they was high fiving, and maybe his high five just turned into a clinch clink.
No.
And a snatch.
He gonna get snatched by security.
How you feel about it, nephew?
I just have to be honest. What that concert goer did was completely out of line. It was rude, uncalled for, and honestly really scary and unprofessional. Like, who the fuck think it's okay to grab someone like that? Especially an artist who's literally out there connecting with fans and putting on a show. Billy was doing what so many performers do, spreading love and energy, and it turned into something dangerous that could have gone way worse, you know?
Baby, that's what insurance is for.
Yeah, it actually reminded me of other incidents we've seen over the last years, like when BB Rexa got hit in the face with a phone, or when singer Pink, no pun intended, had someone throw their mom's ashes on stage, or when Ava Max got hit or slapped mid-performance. It's becoming this uncomfortable trend where fans cross boundaries that should never be crossed. Some people really need to remember that these artists are human beings first. Just because you bought a concert ticket doesn't mean you get to invade someone's personal space or put them in danger. There's this growing sense of entitlement in live shows now, and that's exactly why artists are becoming more cautious, you know, interacting with the crowd. I will say, though, security at these events is tight, and thankfully so. They move fast in Billy's cases, and that's probably prevented things from getting worse. But it's really sad that we've reached a point where artists have to worry about being grabbed or hit when they're just trying to perform. Period.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, when you say being worn out, torn, or hit, We're gonna take it to the next one. So up next, big news in the rap world. Drake's defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group was officially
Clock
has
it.
been dismissed.
So
He
happy.
filed the suit earlier this year after Kendrick Lamar dropped his diss track, Not Like Us.
Yes.
Then
and
went
still
on
not
to
like-
win a Grammy and went on tour and
Still on
then
tour with it.
and did the Super Bowl, which had strong and exploit allegations. Drake claimed that UMG not only promoted the song but also profited from it, knowing that the lyrics contained false statements and that could damage his reputation.
Who said they was false?
Among those statements were some serious accusations, including insinuations about pedophilia. However, Judge Jeanette Vargas, and that was a woman, ruled that the lyrics in the Not Like Us are considered non actionable opinion. In her decision, she noted that given two contexts, a heated rap battle filled with hyperbole, literal fact, with using rhetorical language, and a reasonable listener would not take those lyrics as literal fact. Also of note, Drake did not sue Kendrick Lamar directly. Instead, he chose to go after UMG, arguing that they responded positively to the ruling, stating that the lawsuit was an affront to creative expression. Meanwhile, Drake team has been signaled to plan an appeal. Well, the thing about this whole story is that they're under the same label.
Yeah.
So when
He was just
my
having a
rival,
tantrum.
yeah, right, yeah, and you took it to court, right?
He's talking about
Yeah.
boy, go sit your ass down.
And that is exactly what the judge told you to do. And so I just want to know what type of budget you think you about to get for your next project,
What
right?
next project?
Why you trying to?
Are you gonna get cut from the label?
That's what I'm like. What are we gonna do with you, son?
Just too. He's part of that council culture that I totally despise. I don't like what they said. You're in the rap industry. We're gonna have a battle rap. This man battle rapped you on a national platform and ate you up. So now just deal with it. Come back now, but don't come back, Thug Drake. Come back as Loverboy Drake. That's who we like. We like Loverboy Drake because you was trying to do something else, and Kendrick had to spank you and get you back in line and get you checked because you can't handle a real battle rap. So you're not a battle rapper. You're Loverboy Drake. We love Loverboy Drake. Come on back, Loverboy Drake.
He hate himself.
He got some issues, baby, and that's okay because we all got some. I know I do. I'm dealing with this bad hair day today.
Are you a Drake or are you a Kendrick fan, nephew?
I'm both. I'm Loverboy Drake fan.
I'm both, honestly, but I'm not gonna lie. This one kind of shocked me at first. I didn't expect Drake's lawsuit to actually get tossed out, but at the same time, I honestly feel like when you really think about it, this is what tends to happen once lawsuits get involved, especially when it's over music and more specifically when it's about a diss track. Because here's the thing, two artists are beefing, and it plays out through these diss records. What gets is a lot of what gets said is exaggerated, metaphorical, or just plain for entertainment. It's part of hip hop culture. These tracks have always been a lyrical battleground, and not a courtroom.
Right.
So for a judge to say Kendrick's lyrics were non-actionable opinion, that makes sense in that context. It's not meant to be taken literally, even if some lines cross a certain line for fans. But from my perspective, it's also a reminder of what can happen when emotions and egos get involved, and then it turns legal. Once lawyers and judges step in, everything becomes about what's provable and what's protected speech. So yeah, it's shocking but not surprising. This is kind of the risk that comes up when turning rap beef into lawsuits. And honestly, it raises a bigger question if diss tracks have always been about artists artistic expression than venting frustration publicly. Where's that line between creative freedom and defamation? Because this situation really blurred in.
Well,
All right, y'all. We're going to take a quick break. Or are you going to chime in again? Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Go grab some snacks, refresh that drink, stretch a little bit. You know the vibe. Don't go anywhere. Stay your ass right here. We'll be right back. We've got more stories and some good conversation coming up next.
all right, y'all. Now we back on that quick break. You grabbed your snack, you got your shit. Did you smoke your shit? You back? You ready? You ready? Okay. So now we hope that you guys had a chance to get all that out of the way because now we're gonna step into a new segment of the Bubble Channel. This is the game. Now this is things that we curate for you guys so you can play at home with your friends, so you can keep the bubble laughter community and the energy going. So with this game, it's called the Bubble Alphabet. Now, you've seen this game, or you heard this game. I think it's a drinking game. It started off as a drinking game, but we're intellectuals over here, so you just have to use your brain more. And whatever's in your cup does not have to be an alcoholic beverage. So, remember they used to play the. I remember it was on the Cosby Show. It was a drinking game, and you had to say like cities or states or something like that. And it was Albuquerque, Berkeley, Connecticut, and then if you mess up on the letter, you would have to have a drink. Remember that? Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here, but we don't have to drink. But the thing is we're changing the alphabet. So we're using the kitchen, things that are in your kitchen. So it's not about Albuquerque or Connecticut. It is about what is in your kitchen, whether it be the mop, which would stand for M, or the stove that would represent the letter S. All right. Now, Jawan, you go ahead and start because you're the man and how you are the man of the hour.
Okay.
All right. And
So do I ask for a category?
where it's the kitchen,
The
things
kitchen.
in the kitchen.
All right, the kitchen.
Things in your kitchen.
The kitchen. Appliance.
All right.
Okay. Apple peeler.
No, baby, B. It would be the letter B.
Oh, the next letter.
Uh-huh.
Oh, a bowl.
Cereal.
I believe we're gonna say bowl.
Uh-huh. Cereal.
C, A, B, C, D.
Ooh.
You need to drink.
For real. We took it for you, nephew. Look.
Okay.
You're gonna take
Drink.
a sip.
Dish soap.
Oh, he said drink.
Ah!
He said drink. Go ahead. He said drink.
He did.
He did. Go ahead.
Can't believe they did that.
Electric stove.
Fish fry.
Grapes.
All right.
Hammer. You know, you hammer your meat.
I. What the hell in the kitchen start with an I? No, that's.
Ice.
Thank you, nephew.
Louis saved your life.
Ice.
Jelly.
Jam, like jelly.
There we go. All right.
The kitchen.
Lima beans.
Mitt.
Okay. Like a mint. Okay, come on.
Nettle.
Oh, okay. Oh. What is that? Okay.
That's a
Oven.
herb,
The oven.
Pie.
Cute.
Quick oats.
Damn. Rice.
Soup.
Okay.
The tools, cooking tools. You know, tools.
What
The tool?
You know the tool. Towel, dish towel, towel.
A towel? Okay. All right.
If you would have gave me a Tia, if I were to get Tia on this is what I would have done.
We can't see it.
Yeah, and ain't nothing but white fish. It ain't nothing but a white fish.
Oh,
It
okay.
ain't nothing but a white fish.
It's blurry. Go ahead.
Uncured milk.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
Now you was a hard motherfucker come across in the kitchen. Now I could have said utensils.
Okay, now.
Get out of my face.
It's still your turn. Lovable.
Okay. Okay. What was the letter?
V.
V.
Mhm.
Vince? I don't know.
Cheers.
Bill.
No. Don't help.
He saved me before.
Okay. I would have just said vegetables, baby, but
I can't believe ugh.
it's okay.
W.
A watermelon.
Come on. Yeah. Yes.
You know, it would be in my kitchen.
Yam.
Ooh, I got something today.
X.
Oh, it was X.
Yes, WX. There's barely any word that begins with X, to be honest.
In the damn kitchen.
Looking like my mama. Trying to think. Ding, ding, Drake.
Oh. I already said yam, so what's the Z word?
Come on.
The Z word.
Yeah, see.
A zoo?
I
don't know.
No, ain't no zoo in the kitchen.
Okay, zoo.
I already know what I'm gonna say. Can I just do it?
Do it.
Zucchini.
Oh, yes. There.
All in my refrigerator.
Look at that. Now, I hope that was a prime example how we supported each other. We're a little bit competitive and we have fun at the same goddamn time.
Yeah.
So we want you to go ahead and try and play that game with some of your friends and your family. And remember, that is called the Bubble Alphabet, amongst and many of more to come, okay? And since we did that, it is a wrap for today's episode with this chat. As always, thank you all so much for hanging out with us, tuning in and keeping it real with us every week. Yeah, we love the energy that we bring y'all, and we love the energy that you bring to us. So the comments, the feedback, the laughs, all of it, we want it. You make the show what it is. So please do not forget to follow the Bubble Chat on your favorite stream form so you never miss an episode. And if you like today's conversation, share with a friend or two. You know we love growing up in this bubble. So take your time, add in your stories, leave in your comments, share your laughs, and of course, we'll always have more real talk. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay kind, and keep your energy protected. This is the Bubble Chat signing off. Good night.
See you later, y'all.
Yeah.